Welcome back to another Mindset Mastery podcast. This is the second one here in Tulum. Uploaded the other one, the first one yesterday, or we uploaded it today. So you can go watch that now.
Yeah, so that one's live. It's going crazy. It's got about 8 views. The return's going to be slow. We were averaging probably like 50 to 100 before we left, but it's going to be slow.
Which is pretty good for like long form.
Yeah, it's good
starting.
for podcasts just starting out. Most of those are probably people we know, but still some of them have gotten more reach. But yeah, it's more just about reflecting. Like last night after we got off the pod, you were saying about how it allows you to kind of recenter yourself and see things from another perspective and just be more in tune with yourself, I guess.
Yeah.
If you want to touch a little bit more on that, I don't know if I did it justice.
Yeah, we were both just expressing how we had fun yesterday filming the podcast because we hadn't done it in a while. And I told Will that I feel like it helps me realign with myself and kind of just my direction that I'm going in. And it feels super refreshing to do that because also it's like a time where it's all serious. You know, we get to sit down and like have just like a conversation, which like it's a lot different. I don't know. Does that make sense?
It is different. Like it's not that we're like acting differently on purpose when we get on the pod, but when we're just hanging out normally, like when we've been traveling, it's just a bunch of jokes and like, all right, what do you want to do? We're talking about content. We're talking about random stuff. And then this is just more structured, so it feels like a super civilized conversation when usually it's just like going back and forth randomly or like screaming at each other, being like, she. So this is definitely different. I know what you're saying. We do want to go back and tell you guys a little bit about how we got here to Tulum and why we're here, what we're doing here, talk a little bit about our travels. We can give them the story on flying here, the bus ride from Cancun to Tulum. That was a little interesting. Once we got to Tulum, we kind of chilled out the first night, got settled in, and then woke up the second day, went to the jungle gym. We can talk a little bit about that. We can talk about the night of that day, which was a little wild. Oh, we did the ice bath. I haven't done many ice baths. You did it for the first time, which was cool. So we'll kind of go into all that stuff. Try to keep this episode about 25-30 minutes. Obviously, you guys know how long it is when you're seeing this, but we'll just see. We kind of just want to chill, recap on our trip, and let you guys know how it's going and what all we've been up to while in Tulum. So you want to start it off with a little bit about the travel day here?
Yeah, travel day was rough. The flight felt forever. And it took off like way later too.
Yeah, so we got pretty delayed because they overbooked the flight, but luckily we reserved our seats so we could sit together. Yeah. We were in the back row, so we had to deal with like a bunch of bots coming and using the bathroom, and that was really annoying.
Standing like right behind us, like over our seats, bro. And I'm like,
and then there was this insanely sarcastic dude who was just trying to be that guy, and Dawson, the seatbelt sign went on, and he couldn't even get out of our seat because there were so many people blocking the aisle to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he asked this guy, once the seatbelt sign came back on, hey, can I use the restroom real quick before we start to land? And bro was like, well, I think it would be kind of hard to use the bathroom with your seatbelt fastened. And I literally look at him and I'm like, bro, you're not that guy, pal. So I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny, but it was just random. And then, I don't know. I feel like even if the seatbelt sign's on, like you just like grab onto the seat and make sure you don't fall. There wasn't like any turbulence when we were landing. Yeah. So I don't know. It was a 4.5 hour flight, or I guess a 4 hour flight total, but it did feel long just because we were bored. Like we weren't really doing anything. You were just like kind of sleeping because it's that weird point in the morning where like you're awake. So it's hard to go back to sleep. But at the same time, it's like too early to really get work done or like feel productive.
Yeah.
So
we had to wake up at 4 too. So
yeah. Woke up at like 4. Picked bro up in the whip, drove down, slammed some Gorilla Mind energies on the way. That was good. I felt pretty like energized, pretty awake. I didn't feel like too dead. Maybe by the end of the day, it was just a really long travel day.
Yeah, it was.
We were up forever.
Yeah, because then we had to take like a 2-hour bus from Cancun to Tulum.
Yeah, so we flew in. It wasn't too weird, except we got like checked. Our bags got checked, and they just like threw all of his stuff out and just like made him put it all back, which was like, all right.
Yeah.
And then there was like a thing over the loudspeaker that was like no cell phones or photography allowed in this area, or like no use of cell phones.
Yeah.
So that was a little weird. And then we went out, got a ticket for the ADO bus. If any of you guys are traveling to Mexico, I'm sure it's in other places as well, other international airports. But the ADO bus was literally like, what, $20 each?
Yeah.
$20 each to go all the way from Cancun to Tulum, or you could go to Playa del Carmen, which was cheaper.
Yeah.
And that's way cheaper than getting a taxi. It probably would have been like $100 if we taxied here.
Yeah.
So at least. Yeah. So
More.
$20 each, it was a good deal. So I would recommend that if anyone decides to come here or anywhere in Mexico, or probably anywhere in the world, to be honest.
For sure.
But so that's a little cheap travel tip.
That's pretty much everything we did, huh? The first day. We didn't do anything.
Yeah. There was those interesting guys we met on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about that, but it was just like some goofy guys that were like already drunk.
Yeah.
Right when we got off the plane, they got these like $40 margaritas, paid like $80 for two, which is insane.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
or mojitos.
Yeah.
And this guy was just like going crazy. He was like hitting on this girl like right outside the bus.
He's just ready to party, bro.
Yeah, he was just ready to party. And they were chill. They were doing some content too. They had a drone and did some footage out in Tulum. We didn't end up hanging out with them because they left for Playa del Carmen like right away. They were already there yesterday. But yeah, that was interesting. And then we got here, settled into our Airbnb. We met Onion, who's our caretaker of our Airbnb. And
Onion.
yeah.
His name's actually Orion.
Orion.
We just call him Onion.
But when I saw it for the first time on your phone, I was like, Onion's funnier. So I was just like, I just went with it. So yeah, he's cool. He's like 19. Told us where some good spots to party were, even though we were already planning to go there. But
yeah.
So yeah, we just kind of went to bed, maybe around like 1 or 2. I don't know. I probably stayed up too late, but we went to bed decently early. And then you were talking about the second day a little bit. What we did?
We hit the jungle gym, which was sick.
Yeah, we hit the Pueblo location, which is like the downtown location.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably not as cool as the beach one, which we should be hitting up later this week.
Maybe. I don't know. It's kind of far.
Is it? I mean, we're going to be going to the beaches, though.
Yeah, but it's like way more south.
Really?
On the beaches.
May or may not end up there. We'll see how much time we have or if we want to do anything else.
But it was awesome. Definitely like the coolest gym I've ever been to.
Yeah, it was the coolest gym I've been to. The plates are just like ginormous.
Yeah.
So it's fun to lift. I was going to do like my normal track workout for legs, but I ended up just taking all of my upper body stuff from the week and just putting it into one workout. Yeah. It was fun. Lifted some decent weight.
It's like outdoor, but like covered. So it's like kind of indoor, but it's outdoor too.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a palm tree / like wooden shack vibes. I don't know how to describe it, but it's like a nice, I mean, you guys have probably seen pictures of it. You'll see pictures on our Instagrams or maybe a reel.
Yeah, so I've always wanted to go to the Tulum Jungle Gym, and I've been to Tulum before, but I didn't go. It just didn't work out, but yeah, that was awesome. Like, you feel like you're in like your like ultimate like primal state, dude.
Yeah.
Like, working out like in nature, like it's sick.
Yeah, it was.
We were the only ones there too.
It was weird, yeah. It was weird because when we went to a cafe today, like right next door, which was also cool, which we'll touch on. Yeah, we'll touch on that later. But yeah, we went to the jungle gym right next door to the cafe, and today there was like way more people in there.
Yeah.
But when we went, there was no one, so it's kind of weird. But I mean, there was a couple of people doing the ice bath, but so we got a nice little workout in. I would say we were there for like a little bit over an hour, maybe an hour and a half.
Was a good workout.
A lot of it was just kind of like looking around, taking pictures and videos, enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
and then checked out the little upstairs area, which was like leg machines and yoga and a boxing ring, Muay Thai boxing ring.
Yeah.
And then this guy like made a little stupid video like calling out Logan Paul, which was kind of funny.
Might have to post
Who
it.
knows if that'll be posted, but it's a meme. And then went back downstairs, and Dawson said he'd never done the ice bath, and I was like, we should just do it because we're here.
Yep.
And it was really hot when we were working out, so
Yeah.
we just did it. I thought it would be colder than it was. It wasn't insane, but he was like hyperventilating at first, but that's just how it is. And then you were chilling. You did probably 2 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe a little more.
Yeah, I liked it for sure. Definitely gonna
You
have to get
feel
one.
you feel good when you get out of it. It's like
Yeah.
it's like a body high
Yeah, it's like
coming
a
out
high
of it.
for
It's just
sure.
kind of like you go into like a mini shock, but you get like really breathing, and I don't know. I feel like it just like opens up your airways too.
Yeah.
I don't know. But we've been thinking about maybe getting one, like one of the inflatable ones that are like around $100 for the house. His uncle does it every single morning, so I think
Yep.
that'd definitely be a good thing to add to the routine. It's like the cold shower, but I feel like it's easier and not as painful.
Yeah, for sure.
Because you still get the effects without having to like drench your head. But I don't know. Could be something cool to look into in the future. So what did we do after the jungle gym?
I think we went to the store.
That was the night before. That's what we did the first day. We biked to the store.
We
forgot
biked
that.
to the store. The store's name is Chedraui.
Chedraui.
It's a Sick store. It's like really nice.
It's like Walmart but nicer and cheaper.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of good groceries. I think pretty much our whole groceries for the week is gonna come out to like $100 for both of us. 120. I think we spent like 80 and then 40.
Probably have to get more. So
Or
probably
80
like
and 50.
150.
Maybe we'll need one more trip, but
still.
we've been like eating good too.
Yeah.
I mean, we made some good chicken and potatoes last night.
Yeah.
That was gas. And all we had for seasoning was salt and pepper, and the chicken was still good
Yeah.
because we had good sauce. But
I don't know what we did after the jungle gym besides go out at night.
what we did after the jungle gym was come back, and it was already pretty late by then because we had a later start to the day.
Yeah. Because we slept in.
And then we grabbed dinner. We grabbed dinner after the jungle gym, maybe around 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
Went to a nice taco spot. That was pretty good. Nothing crazy, but they had a fire sauce. And
Yeah.
then what else did we do? We came back and then taxied to Straw Hat.
Straw Hat Hostel.
Pulled up to Straw Hat Hostel.
It's a bar here in a hostel.
And then describe a little bit of what the vibe was like when we first got there, because it was a little weird.
Yeah, it was slow. Not a ton of people. Probably just because it was earlier in the night. So we left that one pretty quickly and went to another one next door. What was it called? Santino, I think. Which was another bar, and it was kind of a similar vibe. And then we kind of kept bouncing back and forth between the two bars.
Yeah, so we started at Straw Hat. It was just a couple of old people, and it was like kind of weird. It was still like half light outside, so the vibe wasn't insane. And then there was like super good lights, obviously. Like the music was good and stuff. There just was no people there. So we dipped, went over to Santino, checked that out. That place was cool. And then we stayed. We were like, all right, let's just grab a drink and stay for a few minutes.
Yeah.
See if it picks up. And then right at around 11:15, 11:30, it started getting good.
Yeah.
Maybe closer to 12, like 11:45. I don't know. Started getting fun. A ton of groups came in from like all these different. It was just so cool to see the diversity. Honestly, we met a bunch of people from Denmark, a couple people from Germany, like 2 groups, Holland, and then obviously there's a lot of people from Mexico and Spain there, and then a couple groups of U.S. people.
Yeah.
But this guy's really social, especially under the influence. So he was just going around like introducing to people. I was tagging along. They had some good drinks. They weren't too expensive. So yeah, we were just hanging out there. It got pretty packed there, and that's when we went back to Straw Hat.
Yeah.
Like we went back and forth maybe like 2 or 3
Is that when I
times.
fell? when we were leaving?
I think it was the second time we were leaving Santino. Maybe it was the first. It had to be the first. So we were going down. They had like 3 spiral staircases, and it's like all purple and red lighting. So it's like kind of dark in there, and the stairs were steep. They were probably like.
And since it was curving on a turn, the right side of the stairs were really
you were too
small.
far inside, and then you weren't.
And I was going fast.
You weren't like sloshed, but you were getting a little drunk. So you were just walking fast, and I was behind him, and I was like, this might not end well. And before I know it, foot slips out. He goes back like this. All 4 spreads out, slid down like 3 stairs. I was just hoping he didn't hit his head because that would have been a nightmare of a night. But he hit his arm. Show the bruise. Can you show it with the sleeve on?
I got a huge bruise in my arm from it. I kind of just walked it off. But then I started walking down the stairs again, and I like stumbled again.
Yeah, you almost fell forward that time. And the guy like looked at you and he was like, "You good?" And I was like, I looked at the guy. I was like, "This guy, man." And he laughed when you already walked past. The bruise had to be this big.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
And
definitely didn't feel good.
I was just so goofy, and you were like, "Oh, I'm good," and then like 20 seconds later, you're like, "Dude, my arm." So that was funny. And then we went back to Straw Hat. It was popping. And then how much do we want to get into at our second round of Straw Hat? That was absolutely insane.
It was insane.
Well, I was telling him earlier, craziest. Let's not go into too much extreme detail, but I would say we can give like a little bit of a premise of what it was. That was top 3 most insane moments of my entire life. It was just so random.
Yeah.
You can decide how much you want to divulge of this.
Basically, we walked back to Straw Hat, and we walked in, and I saw something. I was like, Will, oh my God. There was this like cameraman who had like a full setup, lighting and everything, and he was filming this girl who had a microphone. She was like Miami TV or something. So she was doing interviews in the bar, and this girl was butt naked, everything showing.
Let's just say
She just had shoes on, I think.
she had a little white pullover jacket like this kind of, but thinner, and it was just kind of like chilling.
Yeah, no, you were seeing everything.
So he goes, "Dude, there's a naked chick." And I just look over and I'm like, "No way." And she's like interviewing this guy. And then, sorry, a bug just flew up my nose. And then Dawson goes, "Should I get interviewed by her? I'm going to get interviewed by her." And he like walks over and like, "That's all you, bro. I'll record it."
I said, record this.
And he just went over and stood by her, and he said, "Are you from Miami?" So that was your in, which was good. You were like, "Are you from Miami?" Like, "I'm from Florida too," or whatever you said. And then she was like, "Oh, cool." And she starts interviewing him. It's just the most random thing I've ever seen in my life. Felt like a fever dream.
Yeah,
I was
like crazy.
I was like,
it's crazy.
Dude, what is going on? And then we died.
We were just like
laughing
talking
after.
like normally too. Like she was just asking me normal questions, and then yeah.
And then we'll leave it at that. we won't divulge the end of how that turned out.
Yeah.
Nothing insane. Nothing sketch or like legal or anything. It was at the bar. It just like. It was some crazy stuff that she was putting on her interviews or whatever you could say.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so, I'm probably on some site now.
That was the most wild thing I've seen.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Ever. Definitely on a night out. The most
crazy.
wild thing I've ever seen. But yeah, that was interesting. So then he comes back over to me. She goes interviews someone else. She was probably there for like 30 minutes to an hour. Interviewing random people, but he just comes over to me and I'm just dying laughing. We're like wheezing over in the corner. Everyone's looking at us like, what is wrong with these dudes? It was definitely an older vibe, which is interesting because I feel like most people who are traveling around this time when school, because it's before Thanksgiving break, so most people our age are in college or are working, so they're not traveling like this. So that was kind of I wouldn't say disappointing, but it's just to be expected. It's just part of the game, I guess, part of how it is.
Yeah.
We're just not going to be able to see a ton of people our age. Is everything good with that?
Yeah.
So that was kind of tough. It was a lot more older people, but I don't know. It's cool to meet people that are older. You were asking people like, oh, what do you do? Where are you from? Stuff like that. It was cool to get to meet people.
Yeah.
Didn't meet anyone like super cool that we hung out with. But yeah.
I definitely
Anything
got a
else?
little too sloshed. And yeah.
You can go into that if you want.
Well,
Just he was drinking. We were taking a few drinks before we left the Airbnb. Before we went out, we taxied there.
yeah, we drank a lot that day, and I'm on like medication where it like makes you drunk way faster, and like I always forget about it. So
Yeah, so could have taken a little bit better precautions, but it is what it is. I don't think that's why you're sick now. You guys can probably tell, but his voice is a little bit raspy, and that's just because he woke up with like a really sore throat, which
this is like one of the
that was yesterday.
worst sickness ever.
I'm talking about yesterday. You woke up with just a sore throat, and then it got progressively worse. So now bro's just like dead,
which sucks.
We don't exactly
Awful.
know how, but could be anything, man.
Could be anything.
But
could be a little
bro had
Mexican woman.
Let's just say Dawson had a little friend with him that night when we were out for like an hour, maybe 30 minutes of the time we were out. And then we went back to, after that happened with the friendly lady from Miami, we went back to Santino, and I think that bar was a lot more fun. Just better vibes. Everyone was like dancing. It was super fun.
Yeah.
The other one was not as good. But yeah, and then we saw two girls, one at each, or no, they were both at Straw Hat, but it was like two different times we were going back and forth, and they literally were doppelgangers. I said, I walked up to her and I was like, we thought she was the same girl they were from Colorado. They came on the same bus as us. And they were like, oh, we recognize you from the bus. We were like, oh, cool. Like, where are you guys from? They were like, oh, MSU, Denver, and DU. So we were like, cool. They go to college where we're from. Later in the night, I think I see the same girl. So I went up to her and I was like, oh, it's her. I think you said it. You were like, oh, it's our Colorado friends or something. And she was like, what? And she was like, I'm from France. And I was like, okay, she's messing with us. You were like, she's like pranking us.
Yeah.
But she literally had a full French accent. She was not playing. And then I ended up following her on Instagram, and she's like full on French. Like, she's not from Colorado, and it's not the same girl. And I thought they were like sisters. I was like, do you have a sister like that's here? And she was like, no. She was like, I don't believe you. You guys are messing with me. And I'm like, nah. There was a girl that literally looked exactly like.
Yeah.
That just kind of blew my mind.
Cool.
I was just so tripped out. I was like, okay, that was weird. But thought that was funny. And then, yeah, we finished the night up at Santino. We were getting some drinks from there. It was fun. Met a decent amount of cool people. Nothing crazy. And then we came back once Dawson was just like really drunk. And I was just like, all right, let's go back. And then we got some snacks at the OXXO, which is like 7-Eleven here probably.
Yeah.
Little gas station. Came back. I'm not sure how much you guys even want to hear this. You guys are probably like bored of this, but just talking about going out. But that was like one of our maybe 2 or 3 nights that we'll have of like really going out and like.
Yeah. We might go out tonight.
We might go out tonight. We met a nice, friendly woman at the coffee shop we were at.
Very beautiful.
Yeah, she was cool. And talked to her a little bit, and she said she doesn't have a ton of friends because, like, a lot of people come through here just as tourists. And so she gets to know people, and then they just leave, which is kind of sad if you think about it. And she says even locals only live here for, like, 6 months to a year for their work.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just live more inland, and this is kind of more like travelers' territory, which was kind of sad. When she was describing it, I was like, dang. But she seemed pretty open to like maybe hanging out with us tonight, so we might go out. We were thinking about a spot, which is a beach club, right?
Yeah.
So that could be cool. I don't know if I'm trying to stay out till 2 or 3 in the morning like we did last time, but we'll see how late we end up going, if we do. Dawson's still a little sick, so might not be the best idea, but we're only in Tulum once this year at least. Maybe we'll come back, but I think if we come back to Mexico, we got to go to Playa del Carmen or stay in Cancun. I think that'd be fun. It's just a different vibe.
For sure.
But this spot is super nice. I mean, you guys see the view. This is like the dream pod setup. We were talking about a couple weeks ago. We were like, we got to do pods in Tulum, and here we are. So it's freaking cool.
Yeah, it's a fire spot.
Fire spot.
But we haven't really done much since then because we kind of just chilled the whole day after because I felt like shit. And then
we had a late morning, and then we went to the grocery store to get more groceries. We chilled at the coffee shop.
Black Shroom.
It was called Black Shroom, so it has like the natural mushroom extracts you can put into the coffee. That was really good, but it was super expensive.
Yeah, it was good.
Good coffee. We got some work done there.
Mm-hmm.
He's working on leads for his business, trying to transfer over to St. Pete, get a bunch of clients there, figuring that kind of stuff out. And then I'm working on emails a lot of the time between different potential clients, building up my lead list from IG, and just going back and forth with people I'm already working with on content to post and editing reels for you once a day, getting BTS for you.
Yeah.
It's been fun. I mean, it's been chill. It's just been like a little content. We haven't done anything crazy, but
we were supposed to go to the cenotes today, but last night was a very rough night for me.
We were planning to go at like 9 a.m., but last night was just so weird. There was an insane amount of rain. It was like a hurricane. And then it's just like beautiful during the day, and then at night, it's pretty much rained every night.
I think so. Yeah.
But it was absolutely crazy, like loudest thunder I've ever heard in my life. It completely shook our entire building. Like we're in an Airbnb with like 2 levels above us, and you could hear like the metal rattling and like the scaffolding or something. It was, our whole house shook, and the door is like banging around, and it's just pouring rain. And then it's like 2:33 in the morning, and Dawson's like, "Bro, did you hear that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it sounded like a freaking world is ending."
Yeah,
it sounded like an earthquake.
It actually did.
And then later in the night, I woke up to him like hacking up his lungs because his throat is just like destroyed. We don't really know like what sickness you have, but I don't know. Probably
Not
just
a
like
good one.
Probably just like a really bad cold.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some weird type of Mexican.
So today we just went to that Kibok coffee shop right next to the jungle gym. Super sick. Same like kind of vibe as the jungle gym. Outdoor, wooden. There's like swings, like rope swings.
Yeah, I mean,
by the tables.
They'll see in some of the content if you're following at It's Dawson Haley, which you should be, and Berg's Training.
Yeah.
Will be, and at Mindset Mastery for the updates on the pod, but mainly on your account, you'll be posting some flicks from the coffee shop.
Yep.
I mean, it was super dope. The coffee was good. People were nice. Met that girl. And then, I keep like scratching my ankles because the mosquitoes here are actually insane. I think we need to pick up some bug spray like some point soon.
Yeah, there's so many ants.
Next time we go to the suit. Yeah, ants are fine though.
They've been crawling over my laptop. Regardless, you guys don't give a shit.
Yeah, they're like, we don't care.
But like over the next few days, we're gonna hit the cenotes, beach, ruins.
Yeah, we'll definitely be a little busier, or not insanely busy, because like we have been doing things. It's just been more local and around our Airbnb and around our Airbnb, just more chill. We definitely would have been out and about today, but like we said, we got up at 9 and Dawson was just not, or I got up at 8 and just saw if bro was like still trying to go, but based on how everything was going during the night, both of our sleep was pretty trash. And especially yours, because you were probably going back and forth to the bathroom like 10 times. Bro, I remember like half being awake at like 4:30, hearing you like cough up, and then I just see through the little like slit in the door, like you run to the bathroom. You're like,
yeah, I was like coughing up, and then I had to run to the bathroom. Thought I was gonna throw up.
It sounded like you were trying to throw up, but you couldn't.
Yeah, and then it was like I was, like how, when you throw up, like it just comes. You can't, do anything.
Pause.
Hold up. You know what I mean, though?
Yeah.
And so that happened like a ton, but not any food came out or anything. And then I was like sweaty as hell, like so wet. I just took off my shirt, laid on the floor. It was awful.
It was definitely something you picked up at the bar, like maybe just from one of the glasses or something, or
Maybe someone spiked my drink.
I don't think that would affect your throat really, but you have some weird kind of sickness because it's just so random. But
Yeah,
definitely something from the bar, just like some bacteria or some
for sure.
virus. I don't know.
But I'm gonna push
Hopefully-
through because
I mean, it
like
seems
we said, we're here right now, so like I gotta. Yeah, I wish I didn't feel bad, but like,
it'll suck a little bit, but you'll
is
forget
what
about it
is.
in a week. You won't remember the sickness. You'll remember the good memories and stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully, at least if it doesn't bleed into tomorrow, because you seem like you
I
feel
think
better
it
now.
will.
You feel better now than you did this morning, right? I mean, this morning you were pretty messed up.
Yeah, I mean the morning's always the worst. I feel pretty bad right now though. Not gonna lie.
Damn.
I'm pretty out of it. I need to go take some ibuprofen.
Chee.
But yeah, that's pretty much an update till now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything we missed. Yeah, so we had a late start to the day just because we weren't gonna go to the cenotes with you like that. I mean, we could have, but would have kind of sucked because we wouldn't have had
Yeah.
food either for a while, and then we would have had to like taxi and everything. But we may rally and go out tonight. Definitely not gonna drink nearly as much as we did the other night, especially you,
Yeah.
just for not being stupid precautions. But
Yeah.
still might be able to have fun, and if not, we might just stay in, watch some movies. We have a ton of good ones freaking picked out. We got to finish Baywatch. We got popcorn, freaking sausage we're going to cook up, or hot dogs, I guess. Maybe just chill and get some more work done. But yeah, we just been like kind of on a slow, chill grind, getting stuff done, enjoying enjoying the environment we're in, going to different coffee shops, chilling,
Mhm.
couple workouts, couple adventures, and then it'll probably ramp up a little bit as we get into tomorrow and the next day before we leave. So we leave in 3 days from tomorrow, so we have 3 full days starting tomorrow.
Yep.
So we might combine some stuff. We might do one big thing each day, but
Yep.
should be fun. So stay on the lookout. Maybe no pod tomorrow, but a pod the next day, or maybe there will be a pod tomorrow. It just kind of depends on if we get back before it gets dark. This is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
around the latest time we can do it because it is starting to get a little dark.
Yeah, for sure.
But
It's probably what time we started last night, to be honest.
yeah. So is there anything else from you before we sign off? It's probably 20, 25 minutes or thereabouts.
Like 30, 35.
Oh, 30? All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that little update. It was kind of random, just a collection of all of our experiences so far in Tulum. But it's been a fun week so far. It's been
Yeah.
random,
For sure.
but we have a good Airbnb. It's been fun. Nothing really bad has happened, thankfully.
Yeah.
Like stuff with the police or anything. Because it is like a little sketchier sometimes, especially like later at night in the places where there's no street lights. It's a little ghetto.
Yeah.
So, but it's been fun. So, we'll sign off here, and we'll see you guys either tomorrow or Monday.
Sounds good. All right. Peace.
See you guys.